It's been 4 months since I posted my last video talking about Tommy Innit, Bo Burnham, and the internet. And I talked a lot about how the internet is bad, but I'm coming at this with a little bit of a different approach today. In the 4 months since I posted that video, I haven't really been on social media. I've been on TikTok here and there, but not a lot. However, I have been watching a ton of YouTube, and I didn't really count YouTube in like that social media, deleting social media kind of thing. Although honestly, the way I used it, I should have. But in the time that I was watching YouTube, I stumbled across tons and tons of videos that didn't really mean much to me. And that's not to hate on the creators that I was watching. It's just a matter of what I have created my algorithm to be, which is delivering me videos that I don't necessarily want. And with that, I reflected a lot on how I am just subconsciously watching videos and I'm hearing them, but not listening, if that makes sense. It's like I'm passively watching these videos, even though my full attention is on them. I'm not learning anything. I'm not really consuming anything. And it got to a point where I was kind of like, what am I doing? Like, I deleted social media to get away from this kind of stuff. And I kind of talked a lot of crap about the internet and social media and everything like that, and then kind of turned around and just kept filling my brain with that kind of content that I was talking badly about. And so I started to make a conscious effort to watch videos that were important to me about topics that were important to me. And although I still enjoy watching some like mainstream creators, such as like Ludwig or Jay Schlatt or people like that, I enjoy their videos. I do. Maybe not all of them, but I still enjoy watching those videos. However, I found a lot of stuff to be passionate about with other YouTube videos that I was coming across. Now, let me tell you, Maya Higa is one of those people that I stumbled across where I watched a lot of her videos where I was like really passionate about what she was talking about. And you could argue that she's pretty mainstream, and I would agree. But she's also extremely informational, and she talks a ton about the importance of like saving the environment and taking care of these animals and what you can do to help. And man, I dove headfirst into those videos. I learned so much about these animals, and I was so passionate, and I am still extremely passionate about animals, and I have been my entire life. I mean, I work with animals now. I take care of horses for a living. Like, it's always been a part of me, but I've never taken that time to actively learn more about them and see what I can do to help them. And like, it was just kind of like one of those moments where I was like, duh. Like, why would I not be watching videos about animals and how I can help them and everything when that's something that I am personally very passionate about? Why am I watching these videos of other people watching TikToks when I am actively trying not to be on TikTok? Like, what am I doing? I will fully admit this, even though it's embarrassing, because I know that there's other people out there who feel the same way. And maybe it's you, maybe it's not, but I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. Another channel that I wanted to talk about is Chris Tofu. He is on YouTube and he has like 15,000 subs, I think, which like compared to mainstream people isn't a lot, but his videos are just like great. I found him because I was watching a lot of videos of people trading in their smartphone for flip phones because that's something that I've always wanted to do. And he did a great video about that. It was just like really cool. It was a really cool video. And then he goes into other videos where he does travel vlogs, which is super cool. And it's so interesting to see how he navigates traveling without a smartphone and like how he takes on the world completely conscious of everything around him instead of being so attached to a phone. He also has this series called Conscious Consumption that he posts videos on. He hasn't really posted one in a while, but he has, a couple episodes of it where since he's not on social media and he doesn't have a smartphone, his consumption is completely conscious, if that makes sense. I was talking earlier about how I was subconsciously watching videos or passively watching videos, and I couldn't tell you the content that was in them now. but you saw how passionately I talked about Maya Higa's videos about Alvea Sanctuary and her informational videos about animals and the environment. The other videos that I was watching, couldn't tell you. So with Chris Tofu's Conscious Consumption series, it was really interesting to see. I mean, he like wrote down every book that he read, every movie he watched, every TV show he watched, and he like gave his opinion on how it made him feel and everything like that. And he thought so deeply about everything that he was watching. And it was just so cool because it just made me realize how much I subconsciously give into things that are not important to me. And I'm wasting my time, my life, watching these videos that I don't care about. And like when I could be watching videos of stuff that I do care about, such as animals or traveling or life without a phone, or I watch tons of video essays on random things because I love to learn things. And that's something that I learned about myself, is that I love to learn things. And with this, it's been 8 months since I moved away from a big city and into the middle of nowhere. In that time is when I started to steer away from social media and try to be more present and take the time to really live in the real world and everything like that. But with that came a huge wave of loneliness, and I live by myself. I moved to a place where I didn't know anybody, and I moved to a very, very, very small town where there really aren't a lot of people my age or people that share similar interests to me. And don't get me wrong, like there are a lot of nice people here, but it's just not people that I connect with on the level that I have with people in the past. And without being on social media and being completely alone, it was extremely isolating, and it really did not help my depression. And I kind of came to a point where I was like, there has to be some sort of balance within this, and there has to be some good about the internet to bring people together. It just made me realize that this is what social media was originally created for. It was meant to bring people together who otherwise couldn't be together or communicate together. And I ended up joining this Discord, and I ended up meeting some really cool people. And ever since then, I have found a little community of people who share similar interests to me, and people who I can talk to regularly about stuff that I'm passionate about, or play games with them, because nobody here plays video games. I don't know why. Small town thing? Don't know. Nobody plays video games, and nobody knows like any video games. It's crazy. Anyways, and I found a little community online. And going back to my video that I made 4 months ago, that's like against what I was talking about. I'm like, no, go out into the real world, like meet real people, like stop being so online. But for me, a person who's completely isolated in the middle of nowhere with not a lot of people around me, I found a really cool community online to be able to be myself with and share my interests and my passions and everything with. And so I kind of came to this point where I'm like, is the internet completely bad? Or is there still some good? Or is there still some hope left to what the internet could be? With that, I kind of started to do a lot of reflection on YouTube and what it has meant to me in my lifetime. When I was a kid, oh my gosh, man, I watched so many YouTube videos. Like I loved YouTube, and I always wanted to be a creator. Like I remember when I was like 9 or 10, I had made this YouTube video of, it was me announcing that I was going to make a separate YouTube channel to make Animal Jam videos. If you know Animal Jam, shout out to you. I love that game. And I remember in middle school, people found it, and it played everywhere in every single class that I had. People kept playing it. And I eventually deleted it because I was super embarrassed. But I always made videos when I was a kid, and I always wanted to be a creator. And I just kind of thought about where that came from. Like, why did I want to be a creator at such a young age? And I kind of reflected on the videos that I used to watch when I was younger. And I looked back on old, like, terribly animated Pokemon videos and Minecraft videos and like even like beauty guru videos and all this stuff. And I was like, YouTube was such a different place back then. Like, No wonder I was so passionate about wanting to put my own creations out there and make my own videos. And like, even like to the point I like found this old Webkins video that I used to love, where it was like literally this person just had the Webkins like stuffed animals, and they were like, it was like a whole skit of them going to the doctor, and I stand by that video is so freaking good. Like I love that video to this day. But it's just like looking back, I rewatched like a couple episodes of Minecraft Family by Chris and the Mike, which was like uncut, unedited, no music, just Minecraft gameplay with this guy Chris and the Mike and his mom and his friend, and they literally just played Minecraft, and I loved it. And I also realized how many of the things from those videos I still say to this day. Like in the video, his mom calls a pickaxe a pixaxle, and I always call pickaxe a pixaxle. And like the way she says boy, I say boy the same way. It was just so cool to like see. I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea that I like had gotten these little mannerisms from these videos that I watched back from when I was a kid. Like they had that much of an impact on me. And I thought about the videos that I've been watching for the past year or so on YouTube before I kind of had my like reflection. And I was just like, I cannot think of any where I like would go back in the future and be like, no, I loved this video. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of videos that I watched that I did love and that were really freaking cool. But it's just, it was such a different place when I was a kid. Reflecting on that, it just kind of made me think like, I've seen tons of videos of people talking about the same thing that I'm talking about. And it makes me think, does it need to get worse before it gets better? Does this slop need to pass through in order for us to get back to what YouTube means to us? Or do we as individuals just need to take the steps to find the videos that we're passionate about? Because that's what I did. I stopped like looking on my recommended all the time, and I actively searched videos that I know that I would be interested in, such as video essays, such as videos about animals, such as videos about, you know, getting rid of your smartphone and stuff like that. And it did make a difference in the content that I was watching. And even with TikTok, when I actively started consciously paying attention to the videos that were being delivered to me and clicking not interested in the videos that I was not interested in and looking up videos to change the algorithm of what I want to see, it became a completely different place. And I think that finding that balance and finding that algorithm that actually fits you, or completely throwing away the algorithm and doing whatever the heck you want to do on YouTube or on TikTok, like it makes a huge difference. And so I guess what I'm trying to say with this video is maybe the internet isn't bad. Maybe we're just allowing it to deliver the bad to us instead of taking control of what we are watching and what we are spending our time on. Especially for me, I have felt so lonely and isolated being away from social media and living in the middle of nowhere and not knowing anybody. Like, it just made me realize that the internet can be a good place and it can help people who feel like me, who feel lonely and isolated in a place where they don't really fit in. But I found a community online that accepts me for who I am and lets me talk about my passions and lets me talk about my interests and plays video games with me and like lets me talk about my day. And just like, it's made a huge difference in the way that I feel about the internet after not being on social media for a couple months or longer. I think the internet has a long way to go in terms of coming to the realization that the stuff that we're being delivered is not enough and we need to take control of what we're watching. But I think that we can get there, and I still have faith that people will figure it out. Anyways, I hope what I was talking about made sense again. And I want to try to be posting more consistent videos, but I kind of just make them as they come to me. So I think that's okay too. I almost uploaded a Minecraft video the other day and it kind of seemed to not fit the vibe that I was giving off on this channel right now. So we'll see. Maybe I'll post a Minecraft video or some sort of video. I've been streaming a lot on Twitch, so if you wanted to follow me there, it'll be in the description. You don't have to. It's going to be very different content than what's on here. I just kind of fool around, play games, do whatever. And if that doesn't sound like something that you want to watch, then don't. Take control, okay? And if this isn't something that you want to watch, don't. Take control, okay? That's the point of this video, is take control of what you're watching. It's so important. Like, for me, it has completely changed the way that I view the internet, the way that I view my life, the way that I view community, everything. Like, take charge of your life. I'm serious. Do it. Because I said so. That was kind of cringe.